revitalization. And God just birthed in my spirit the idea.
Congratulations, Jerome.
And so I said to the defense force officer, I say, my God, you won't let the blind man get away from you.
Of driving a boat independently as a person without physical sight.
Jerome stopped feeling the trumpet, and you know what he wants to do? He wants speed. So that's why we leave the next defense force boat behind, because he decided to give it all.
As far as, sending out a word of encouragement to other persons with disabilities, all I can say to you, my brother, my sister, believe in yourself that you can do what it is you know you can do. Do not allow negative people to tell you you can't do what you know you can do. And once you would have put your heart and mind to it, and you would have put your plans on paper, and you've got yourself people willing to work with you and to financially support you, then, go for gold. Nothing is impossible if you can think it. Nothing is impossible if you can believe it. And once you can think it and believe it, with God's help and your persistence, you most certainly can achieve it.
Jerome's achievement went exceptionally well. I think it opened the eyes of many Bahamians who might themselves want to achieve what they feel might not be achievable.
I achieved personal satisfaction. I am happy that I was able to assist. My role was just a catalyst. I just wanted to be able to bring forward whatever I could to the table, because the reality is that the entire organization of this operation was Jerome Thompson. He was there to arrange everything. He was there to organize it, say how he wanted it done. And from Jump Street, he called me up and asked me if I could assist him. So my role was just the catalyst to assist them with the actual driving the boat per se. Everything else was really his doing. And he did it well.
And let me actually thank, first of all, my team that really supported me in this endeavor. Akita Smith, Sheila Kalma, Tanya Roberts, Jennifer Ramming, Sherry Fountain, Peter Roca, at whose facility we're at and who is a sponsor of the event, Captain Glenwood Bain, Lundy Robinson, as I'd mentioned earlier, the folks over at Atlantis, the Hurricane Hole Marina, Kevin Bethel, again, the owner of the boat. And by the way, the name of the boat was Got to Go. Very appropriate for the event. Another team member I'd like to acknowledge and thank is Karen Saunders. And also, indeed, we could not be enjoying this documentary without the able assistance, donation of time and equipment of Mr. Utah Taylor, the host extraordinaire of Controversy TV here in the Bahamas. And I also want to send out special thank you and acknowledgement to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, their officers and crafts, P-45 and Enduring Friendship, that were the escort for us on July 11th, the day of the official event. Thank you one and all, and God bless.
watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, COVID-19 hospitalizations climbing across the country. Also, eligible voters rush to register to vote on Grand Bahama. And millions of dollars being invested to reopen Solomon's Freeport in a key location. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Will-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, the Minister of State for Grand Bahama weighing in on the planned $3.5 million investment by AML in the downtown area of Freeport. Minister Thompson calling it good news for the economy that should result in other spin-off businesses in the city center. Italia Hall has our top story.
It's a new addition that is set to come to the downtown area. Abaco Markets Limited announcing that the company will invest some $3.5 million to reopen Solomon's Freeport in the former Winn-Dixie building. The company says they have signed a long-term lease secured for up to 30 years. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, calling the investment by AML good news and notes that the government is looking forward to the transformation of that once thriving shopping area.
It really speaks to the fact that the future of the downtown area looks extremely bright and extremely promising. It will provide the much needed foot traffic to that downtown area. It will breathe life back into the downtown area, which is something that we are looking forward to. It will provide immediate construction jobs for persons in Grand Bahama.
Now, you may remember that Solomon's original location on Queens Highway was destroyed by Hurricane Dorian. And as for Winn-Dixie, that store was sold in 2006. City Market then took it over, and that store began experiencing challenges in 2011. Shortly thereafter, City Market closed their doors. Minister Thompson says the government has been focusing on revitalization of downtown Freeport by renovating buildings like the Garnet Lavarity Justice Center and more.
Second, by renovating the post office, which is under renovations now. Also, by ensuring that we brought back up, which we have completed the first phase of the Rand Memorial Hospital as well, and we renovated the Ministry of Agriculture building and provided additional vendors at the Ministry of Agriculture building. So we have been working towards the renovations and revitalizing of the downtown area, but in addition to that, this will just complement what the AML and what Solomon's are doing in the area. We also understand that the University of the Bahamas, they are also working on plans to move into their a downtown location. And again, that tremendously will provide more economic activity.
Now, the new 20,000 square foot store will feature a Solomon's neighborhood format and will add approximately 40 new jobs to the Freeport economy. The minister is urging all business owners in the area to get their businesses prepared for more customers.
We are looking forward again for the opportunities that this is going to bring to the businesses that are already in the downtown area. And so we are encouraging those businesses to get themselves ready for the additional foot traffic that's going to come. We want people to look at opportunities for additional restaurants. We want them to look at cafes. We want them to look at other businesses and office spaces that can be done there, again, to take advantage of that foot traffic that we anticipate and we know is going to come as a result of the initiative with AML Foods. The government also is working on an initiative in that area that we believe also will provide additional foot traffic in there. So we are really, really looking forward to the revitalization of the downtown area. The future of the downtown area looks extremely bright here in Freeport.
Now, the store downtown Freeport is expected to be complete in March of 2022. Additionally, the company previously announced that a $1 million renovation plan for Solomon's Lakaya, but due to unforeseen delays from suppliers, the project is now projected to be complete by mid-August. It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, there was a rush at the Parliamentary Registration Department today as residents turned up in large numbers to register to vote. Tonight, the Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner shares what could be the reason for the significant increase, as residents say at this point they are leaving nothing to chance. Long lines at the Parliamentary Registration Department here on Grand Bahama. Many residents lining up in the blazing heat, all in an effort to register for the upcoming election.
Well, persons were at most of the stations before we opened our doors, waiting. And then, of course, once 9:30 or 10 o'clock at the other centers, the lines continued to grow.
On Sunday, the Progressive Liberal Party held a press conference urging residents throughout the country to register to vote. According to the PLP, a snap election will be called and residents would only have until today to register before Parliament is dissolved on Tuesday. House Speaker Halton Moutry also posting on his page on Sunday that his prediction is that Parliament could be dissolved as early as this Tuesday, and the last chance to register would be today. Well, we asked Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Denise Pinder if she believes if this is the reason for the increase in persons showing up to register.
I'm certain it did. I'm certain that it did.
But the nation's leader telling reporters in Nassau Monday that only the Prime Minister can make such a decision, and he's not surprised by the statement made by the opposition leader. When asked if Parliament would be dissolved this week, the nation's leader said the leader of the opposition talked about dissolution, and the Prime Minister has not. Yet residents on Grand Bahama are taking no chance.
You know, a lot of people, they have jobs, they want to go now. And you can see a lot of people are here because they feel as if elections will be called, you know, very soon. They feel as Parliament will be dissolved tomorrow. And so they feel like this is the last day. We all feel like this is the last day. So we are just here to register.
It's hectic. I've been out here at least for an hour now.
Which number are you?
83.
But you think you're going to wait it out?
I don't know. I ain't sure.
Excited about registering in this upcoming election?
Very excited.
Yeah, I came because of the announcement.
First time voter, are you excited at all?
Yeah, I'm really excited, especially how this is my first time voting. It's really...
Any idea who you'd be voting for?
Not as yet. I'm thinking on it. We can wait it out.
How long have you been here?
From 10 this morning.
And get this, Pinder says a large amount of persons showing up to vote are young people.
I think as much as maybe 2/3 of the persons coming in have been new voters, young people.
Now, if you have been impacted by Dorian and you are unclear as to what the process is to register or get a replacement card, here's what you should do.
Those persons can simply present at a center, let us know the circumstances, and if it happens to be because of Dorian, we automatically replace. Now, we do have persons from some areas on the island that were not affected by the storm. Some persons simply can't find their cards. So if that is the case, then it requires that you go and you get a police report and bring the report back to us and we'll replace.
And here's who does not need to show up to the Parliamentary Registration Department.
If you registered for the last election and you haven't moved since the last election, you don't have to come in, but we would advise you to come in just so we can check the information on your card, because we still want to make sure that in 2017 everything was accurate.
Now, we also asked the Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner if she was aware of today being the last day to register to vote. She made it clear that she received no formal communication about a deadline. Therefore, she says unless something changes, the department will remain open. Now, there are 4 centers you can visit apart from the main registration department that's in the NIB building. You can go to the Church of God Hawksbill, the Masonic Lodge Hall on East Sunrise Highway, and Church of Christ on Pioneers Loop. Well, the Ministry of Health confirming 100 new cases of COVID-19 in the country on Saturday, the majority in New Providence, and an additional 38 were recorded in the country yesterday. Based on the latest dashboard, 33 new cases are in New Providence. Grand Bahama has 3 new cases, 1 in Eleuthera and 1 in Exuma. There are 1,133 active cases at this time, and the total number of cases is 13,604. Hospitalizations continue to soar, 81 cases in total, including 12 in ICU. Now, here in Grand Bahama, there are 21 hospitalized cases and 2 are in ICU. The number of deaths moving up to 274 following the death of a 76-year-old female of New Providence, and 22 additional deaths are under investigation. Now, as the rate of infection climbs, health officials are once again reiterating the importance of simple health protocols to limit the spread of infection. Well, as hospitalizations continue to climb across the country, tonight the Minister of State for Grand Bahama is admonishing residents to follow the health protocols and not let their guards down. Natalia Hall has more in this report.
For weeks now, the number of hospitalizations on Grand Bahama have been increasing. Head of the COVID-19 Task Force, Dr. Frank Bartlett, noting last week that the rate of hospitalizations is almost at maximum capacity. And if this trend continues, additional restrictions will be looked at and implemented to slow the spread of the deadly virus on this island. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says this is concerning, and he is encouraging residents to follow all of the health protocols.
Continue to wear their masks, continue to social distance, but even more important, to go ahead and make arrangements for them to be vaccinated. We are seeking additional vaccines, and those additional vaccines we believe are on their way, but we want persons, again, to be mindful of the fact that a majority of persons who are in hospital are persons who may not have taken the vaccine. And so we want to encourage people to rethink their position with respect to the vaccine. We want to encourage them to go ahead and take the vaccine.
He says residents can help to protect themselves against the virus if they take the vaccine, and there can be a further reopening of the economy.
Our economy in Grand Bahama and how we can open up fully is really dependent upon how many people are vaccinated. And so that's one point that we want to encourage the entire public on. We've noticed the increase in the hospitalization, and we are very concerned. Thankfully, we now have our hospital that has at least been restored to pre-Dorian levels. So we now have the new COVID unit, which is being fully used. We have the operating theaters that are being used. We have the all of the wards, the pediatric ward. We have the med-surg ward, the ICU ward. All of them now are back in operation.
As the rate of infection climbs, health officials are once again reiterating the importance of simple health protocols to limit the spread of infection. Wash hands regularly. Stay away from large gatherings. Wear a mask covering your mouth and nose, and keep your distance of at least 6 feet. It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, we continue our salute of outstanding Bahamians in celebration of the country's 48 years of independence. This week, we will hear from athletes who say they consider it an honor to represent the Bahamas in the sporting arena. Tonight, we hear from a man who knows how it feels to represent the country, as well as report on the performance of the nation's sporting greats. Here's Jay Philippe.
A well-known and respected name, not just in the Bahamas, but throughout the entire Caribbean region as a sports broadcaster and former junior national athlete. Nowadays, you can find him on the golf course from time to time, but Ricardo has been the voice of sports for 30 years, covering every sporting discipline there is. For the sports legend, it all started with playing Little League Baseball at the YMCA as a teenager, then leaving for high school abroad. As a high schooler, he made the Carifta team in 1976, and he says, in his opinion, that was the best Carifta team to ever represent the Bahamas.
Everybody who was on that 76 team came back to the Bahamas in some way or manner and has made a difference in terms of our development and giving back to young people.
From an athlete, he then transitioned to the media.
Using the advent of an athlete to portray that and relate that to the viewing and listening audience has been something that I've enjoyed over the many years of working in the Broadcasting Corporation and even still today. In the business.
Traveling the world, gaining a wealth of experience, Ricardo recalls perhaps his most memorable time as a sportscaster.
Now, with the world relays that we've had and having to work with a number of international individuals who've come in here that we know from just watching the various sports links throughout the Caribbean and work with them, and even those in the United States was a blessing. And I think that's been my highlight in terms of what I've been able to achieve at this juncture.
However, he believes that there is a lot more work to be done with sports in the country.
Sports needs a heck of a shot in the arm financially. And I say that because we spend a lot of money on the rehabilitation of children, but we don't spend the money on the development of children to where they can in turn become better citizens and better athletes.
For Ricardo, who also goes by the name Ricky, being a sports figure is something that he says he will never take for granted.
My gateway to all of this was, one, coming into the Broadcasting Corporation, and secondly, getting opportunity to go to CNN and to work in their sports department as far as their professional program, and seeing how the world handles the dissemination of sports and seeing how significant sports is to the world itself. That in itself gave me that idea. And I came back home and it's like, I have to be as close as or better than what's coming out on the cable system. So what I give to the public, I need to give them the best that I possibly can. I've always believed that I worked for the Bahamian people, and I worked for years to give them the best that I could possibly give them.
As we continue to celebrate 48 years of independence, we salute Ricardo Lightburn for the impact he has made in sports. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
I love to see my people dancing in the streets.
That's our Ricky, always making us proud. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Every year, hurricanes are getting stronger and stronger. Don't you want to make sure your home is secured with the strongest windows, doors, and roof? If so, come on down to World's Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Jaeger Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find in the U.S. and the Bahamas. Visit our store Monday to Friday from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to see the quality of our products. Contact us today for a free estimate. Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only two types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Trust the professionals at the Muffler House to keep your vehicle running smoothly. High-quality motor oil, all your car care accessories. They get the job done right. The Muffler House, located Lignum Vitae Avenue. Call 351-7406.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Some sad news to report tonight. Local activist and political hopeful Kendall Casey, KCX Colebrook, has died. Colebrook was the leader of the Enough Movement and Solutions Radio and spearheaded several protests beginning in 2014, demanding that Bahamians benefit from the country's natural resources. He also led a protest against the ban on the importation of wrecked vehicles 10 years and older. In March of this year, Colebrook announced that he had decided to run as an independent candidate in the East Grand Bahama constituency. A native of Andros, Kendall Casey, KCX Colebrook, was also a sports enthusiast who spent many years assisting with the football on Grand Bahama. ZNS News has learned that Colebrook passed away last Wednesday after a battle with cancer. And we brought you the story last week of the chief clerk at the Immigration Department, Eloise Persenti, who was in the battle of her life. In that story, her niece made an impassioned appeal for financial assistance to meet the cost of Persenti's medical care after she allegedly experienced issues with her BPSU insurance. Well, we also have sad news to report tonight. Eloise Persenti lost the battle over the weekend as she passed away in a U.S.-based hospital this past Saturday. And that's a look at stories making news. Jay Philippe is up next with sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. The sporting community gathered this weekend to celebrate the life of Coach Wild Goose. A memorial service was held this Friday where persons came out to pay their last respects. A memorial service was held for Coach John Terry Wild Goose at Jubilee Cathedral. Coach Wild Goose, better known as Big Goose, died of cancer at the age of 65. Supporters came out in droves. Former teammates and players in basketball and soccer were there. Sporting legends were in attendance as well. Family members of Coach John Wild Goose were emotional. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable R.M. Lewis, paying his last respect to Wild Goose, who will be remembered as a sports and Junkanoo legend. Some of his peers, such as Sophie Rubens, Apostle Gilbert Rhodes Sr., and Humphrey Smith, shared their fond memories of Coach Wild Goose.
What I most found about Wild Goose is how the respect that the guys who played with him had for him, even though he was a younger guy, or even though that he grew up with these guys in Freeport. And the respect that I see Cripple and Bookie and Stretch Morley and Tony Bird and Stan Williams, these guys had the utmost respect for Terry Wild Goose, and it's not because that Goose was a mean coach. He was not a mean coach, but he was a stern coach.
I know the person that given his heart and have changed his life to Jesus Christ. And at least once every week on Tuesday, after every sermon, and he said, I'll give you Monday to rest. But on Tuesday, he would call me every Tuesday to ask something, what he don't understand, we would discuss it. And so, you know, that's a phenomenal young man. He encouraged me. I'm telling you, I became the man that I am because of people like Terry John Wild Goose, who impacted the life of so many others. You will see that in here today. So many of the young men, and so many went on to do well. You know, life is short, and we got to do what we say we're gonna do when it's time to do it, because, you know, Inch and I were trying to put something together to do something in Bimini. We wanted to honor him because, you know, I said, you know, I don't think the nation has done enough as relates to the type of person that he was.
It's really tough, really tough. It's like losing a brother, a father, because as a young man, when everything place we had to do is go to the Y. And basketball is our way out. To stir the trouble. And tell me, you know, and he recognized some of our talent and put us on teams.
The funeral service for the Grand Bahama Sports Hall of Famer was held at Christ the King Anglican Church on Saturday morning, and he was later laid to rest at Harbor West Cemetery in 8 Mile Rock. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Elevate your fiber home internet and unlock an unlimited mobile experience.
Get more and save less at Bellevue Business Depot. As the largest office supply store in Grand Bahama, we offer a large variety of office supplies, furniture, computers, laptops, tablets, sanitizing products, and much more. Want to check emails or log on Facebook? Visit our cyber center where we offer low rates for the use of the computers. In addition, we provide printing services for all your booklets, copies, house plans, and much more. While you wait, don't forget to visit our cafe where we offer fresh Bahamian patties made daily, hot flavored coffees, mochas, and much more. Want to send or receive money? Do it right here at our Western Union located in our main store. Need your computer repaired? Visit Computer Kingdom where they specialize in computer software and repair. Your complete one-stop shop for your everyday needs. Visit Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway. We are open Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We can be reached at 688-6200. Small office space is also available for rent. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bellevue Business Depot.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Sweeting Administrative Advisors, along with local business partners, is sponsoring entrepreneurs who are looking for office space to start a business or lower current expenses with no money down office rentals. Call 807-6033 now.
We do it better. We do it better.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC super-fast fiber internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Hey, boy, what you doing, boy? Don't jump, you all right? Man, I so stressed out. I could use a massage.
Oh, no, don't look at me. I don't do them things. Why don't you check out the ZNS Shopping Network? They may be able to help you with something like that.
You think they have something for that?
Yeah, man, for sure.
For New Day Spa?
That's the place where the girls them is rub you down and fill you up.
Look, I am buying this coupon for the hot stone massage. Renew Day Spa it is. I'm going.
Hey, look here, wait for me. I rolling with you.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Akil Forbes, you are a Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support, and this one also goes out to Jeremy over there in Bimini. Hope you're having a great one. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Wolf-Arkeson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
In the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, the Prime Minister not giving in to the opposition's pronouncement of an early election. The government pursues another avenue to boost COVID vaccinations. A suspicious death probed here in the capital. And the recipients of the Queen's New Year's and birthday honors awarded. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, returns.
It is important that you follow these 4 R's when taking your medications. Right drug. Remember that each medication is specific for each individual, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. Right dose. Taking more or less than what is prescribed by your provider may cause you to either run out of your pills faster, it may affect your kidneys or liver, and it may even worsen your medical condition. Right time. Taking medications when told ensures that you have enough medication in your body to fight off the illness you may have. Right way. If your medication calls for you to take it whole, with food, or at night only, please follow these directions as there may be side effects. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Good evening, I'm Akush Lapindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The question on everyone's lips in recent days, is an early election imminent? Well, we still don't have a definite answer, but the only man who knows, Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, sought to bring some clarity to the growing speculation. Our Altavis Munnings has the story.
The Prime Minister speaks, not the Leader of the Opposition. The Leader of the Opposition said there'll be dissolution. The Prime Minister did not say that.
At least that's the Prime Minister's response to the question of whether or not Parliament will be prorogued this week, as claimed by Progressive Liberal Party leader Philip Brave Davis at a press conference at his party's Farrington Road headquarters on Sunday. Now, these comments stem from rumors swirling nationwide about a possible early election. Keep in mind that the country's general elections are scheduled to take place every 5 years.
I always prepare at least 1 year in advance. I'm one of those who believe in preparation, and we're going through our preparation. In the event things should change, we're ready.
Despite the PLP leader's early election allegations, the Prime Minister maintains only he can verify when the elections will be called.
F&M signs are being moved around the country. Preparations for the advance poll are well underway. Embassies abroad have been notified, and the Speaker of the House has pointed to Tuesday as the date Parliament will be dissolved. Only the Prime Minister makes such a decision. The PLP, unfortunately, is always in denial, and they've demonstrated that in 1992 when the F&M won the government. They were in denial and saying that it's only temporary. They demonstrated that again in 2007 when they refused to accept defeat. So I'm not surprised with the statement made by the Leader of the Opposition. But the Leader of the Opposition is not the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister makes those decisions, not him.
The Minister of Finance also issued an official statement Monday refuting the opposition leader's claims that government plans to raise taxes immediately following the elections.
We will increase no such thing. We presented our budget already. We presented the financial program, the fiscal policies, and I'm happy to announce that the fiscal policies are working and we are ahead of our revenue projections.
And here's the Prime Minister's election pitch to first-time voters.
They can see the economy is growing. They can see that we are opening doors for them. They know they are well, right-thinking individual, they're intelligent individual, and they know and recognize that the PLP and Davis are party and politicians of the past. Let's move to the future.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Now, in related news perspective, voters flooded registration centers across the country today as many anticipate an election announcement. Parliamentary registration officials had a busy day and anticipate that the crowds will continue to react by making the adjustments to their records where necessary. Here's Keishla Adderley.
Officers who are actually registering persons, they are heavily engaged.
It was an unconfirmed report, but its impact was sure. Hundreds formed long queues at registration centers here in New Providence and on the Family Islands, anticipating an election announcement. Here are the totals Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Lovato Duncanson has recorded.
For the Family Islands, we have some 28,240 persons who've been registered up to today's date. For Grand Bahama, we have some 30,640 persons registered up to today's date. New Providence, we have 132,715 persons registered, which gives us an overall grand total of 191,595 persons registered as of 9:24 a.m. this morning.
Parliamentary Registration Department and Town Center Mall Post Office reported heavy traffic all day long, a frustrating process for some.
You have too much, you have one person here and too much people on this line. Somebody could come and tell us that, man. One big sign tell you, if you transfer him, this is what all you need to do.
I gave them the 2017 one, and I'm still here waiting to find out why they haven't served me yet.
This latest register is guided by new legislation which primarily speaks to changes in address as opposed to fresh registration. Duncanson says that has meant that most applicants have visited the offices for that reason. Here are the terms for a change in address application.
If they are at a new place of residence and do not transfer, and they've been there beyond a year, that can pose a challenge for that individual. And so we are seeking to encourage persons to come in, visit one of our registration centers, present evidence of their new address. That's in the form of a utility bill, a lease agreement, a receipt that has the address on it that indicates payments being made, and we will facilitate the transfer of that individual.
Calls are also being made to random voters to double check. Meantime, more than 17,000 new voters have been added to the register, not far off from the 20,000 who would have become eligible since 2017. Though somewhat different this process may be, this veteran voter says it's all about making your voice heard.
I'm already registered, but I brought my son with me because he's off today, right? And I think it's important. Many died for this right. And so, therefore, we need to exercise our democratic right as Bahamians.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Now, Constituencies Commission Chairman and House Speaker Halson Moultrie was due to submit a letter to the Governor General by today, reaffirming his contention that the constituency's report he submitted went through the proper process. This as his fellow commission members, Marco City MP Michael Pintard, Bamboo Town MP Renwood Wells, Exuma and Rocket Island MP Chester Cooper and Justice Deborah Frazier argued that the report did not reflect their views. Meantime, those commission members also planned to write to the Governor General expressing their opposition to the process. The group contends certain aspects discussed among commission members did not get a fair hearing, while others were left out the report that Moultrie only signed before presenting to the Governor General. The four committee members contend that all their signatures should have been included on the report, Moultrie contends that the Constitution does not stipulate that. When asked to comment on the issue, the Prime Minister today told reporters he was satisfied with what members had to say. Well, talk of an early election, not the only issue the Prime Minister tackled in fielding questions from reporters this morning. He also responded to concerns regarding the still raging COVID pandemic. You see, with the record showing less than 40,000 people in country fully vaccinated against the virus, the government is determined to boost those numbers and as quickly as possible. This in the face of several factors. The Bahamas is up against increasing COVID cases and deaths, limited bed space, talk of the Delta variant bringing on a fourth wave, and a vaccine shortage that it's hoping to replenish via several avenues. Prime Minister acknowledges this is concerning, adding that at this point, the Bahamas is in the midst of two pandemics.
The vaccinated individuals are now out of the pandemic. The pandemic is finished for the vaccinated individual. The non-vaccinated individuals are still in the pandemic, and therefore it's essential for us to aggressively, which we're doing, to aggressively pursue vaccines so that we can vaccinate our populace as quickly and efficiently as possible so that they too would move into the vaccinated portion, thus the non-pandemic. And we are utilizing all resources, discussing, in Bimini, we have had some of our residents transported to the United States by the Balearia to receive vaccination there. And we are in discussion with other cruise lines, etc., to see whether it's possible we can move thousands of our people to Florida at the expense of the government to be vaccinated.
Those discussions, says the Prime Minister, will involve medical personnel as well as the EOC, or Emergency Operations Center, part of the World Health Organization.
We would make decisions. However, our decisions would be responsible to ensure that there are no additional deaths and to ensure that our economy continue to roar as it is today.
As COVID-19 variants mutate, the possibility of acquiring the virus increases despite vaccination in what is called a breakthrough infection. Of the more than 159 people that had been fully vaccinated in the U.S. a week ago, the CDC says 5,492 of them diagnosed with COVID-19 breakthroughs were either hospitalized or died. In this week's edition of Things You Should Know, Cleopatra Murphy takes a look at breakthrough COVID-19 infections on the local front.
Breakthrough COVID-19 infections are still the exception, but with the much more transmissible Delta variant now gripping countries like the U.S., their occurrences are increasing. Director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, says several cases have emerged locally.
Breakthrough infections are still very uncommon. We may have reported 5 out of totally fully vaccinated people here. So it's very unlikely. But you have to think of vaccines as an additional way to protect yourself from COVID and still use the other precautions.
The Centers for Disease Control says no vaccine is 100% effective and breakthroughs are expected, also conceding that a small percent of fully vaccinated people will get sick, require hospitalization, or even die. Forbes recently shared that a small number of patients who were hospitalized and died of COVID-19 had received just 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine available locally. COVID-19 hospitalizations are once again surging, with 100 cases reported in Saturday's health dashboard. Of that number, 13 were in the intensive care unit. Forbes shared the vaccination status of recent hospitalizations.
None of them have been fully vaccinated. So at our site, and we are monitoring this. So from the rollout of the vaccine, no one that has been hospitalized or died has been fully vaccinated. So by and large, mostly upward of 98% were not vaccinated. They have not had any vaccine. And there were maybe a few persons who had 1 dose of the vaccine, which we know is not fully protective.
Health officials continue to express concern over the country's unvaccinated as the Delta variant becomes dominant globally. This is as new infections steadily climb at home, and deaths now total 273 based on Saturday's health dashboard. CNN reports in a study of 62 Delta variant cases, viral loads were 1,260 times higher than those in 63 COVID-19 cases when COVID-19 initially began to spread in 2020. As the virus continues to spread, Forbes offered this advice despite growing COVID fatigue.
This is my position on the best way to prevent persons getting COVID, persons spreading COVID, and trying to keep COVID cases manageable in countries. There has to be a multiple prong approach. But when we think about prevention, one aspect of that is vaccines, which are very promising. But countries should still continue to follow the public health measures.
While vaccines are effective, Forbes says emerging variants can break through, so mask wearing, sanitizing, and social distancing should be incorporated. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, several positive COVID cases coupled with the passing of an employee forcing the passport office to again close its main University Drive location. The downtime that's today and Tuesday will be used for contact tracing of staffers. The closure comes during the peak summer months. Officials say to meet the compounded pent-up demand for passports, some aspects of service may be taken off-site. Further, the passport office is to soon introduce an appointment system to deal with first-time applicants. This all in an attempt to better regulate the traffic accessing such services. An urgent appeal from the Princess Margaret Hospital for blood of all types. You can visit the hospital's blood bank between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays to donate. Still to come, a sudden death probed and several outstanding Bahamians honored by the Queen. Those stories right after the break. And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern edition at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil. Shell's Summer of Fun.
Has changed over the past 60 years. But at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family. And together, we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
Meeting at KFC, John was appointed the savings ambassador. Get a mega crazy bundle with 9 pieces of freshly prepared, hot and juicy KFC chicken and mega-sized servings of creamy coleslaw and fluffy mashed potatoes smothered in home-style gravy. All for only $22. Save like an expert, only on Tuesdays and only at KFC Nassau.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Police here in the capital starting the week off investigating a gruesome discovery following reports of an odor in the Farrington Road area. What we do know is the victim's age has been pinned down to mid-60s and that he had not been seen by family members for at least a week. Based on the state of decomposition, authorities have determined that he's been dead for at least 72 hours. Here's what else investigators found at house number 51 Horseshoe Drive just before 11 this morning.
The officers arrived on scene and were not able to access the house immediately. They confirmed this odor, and so they had reason to breach the door, and they went into the house and into a southeastern room, where they found the body of a male, partially decomposed. At this moment, we can't say what's the cause of death, so we will wait on the autopsy and the cause of death of this individual, and also we will an official identification from a next of kin. At the moment, we're labeling this death as somewhat suspicious until we could confirm otherwise.
Meantime, video of a brazen robbery in the Harbor Bay Plaza, East Bay Street going viral. Here's what the police press liaison officer had to say about that matter.
We're aware of that robbery at Harbor Bay where a gentleman went to make a deposit and he was accosted by a male who was in a small vehicle. The video will be of some assistance to us, and I can assure members of the public and that individual in due course, we should have someone in custody who will be placed before the court for this incident.
And police continue to caution the public to pay attention to their surroundings at all times.
I want to warn these would-be criminals that the members of the public are tired of you. They're taking the courageous step and reporting you, who are brandishing your firearms and who are going about conducting these heinous acts. You're going to be caught. It's simply a matter of time. Our record now speaks for itself. You would see in the matters that would have happened recently with respect to the homicide, how these matters are being brought before the court. And that's because of technology and the aid of members of the public.
From the courts this evening, police are holding 2 young men responsible for 2 separate homicides that took place just hours apart last week. 25-year-old Alexander Roberts facing a magistrate Monday in connection with the fatal shooting of 19-year-old Brandon Rowe back on Sunday, July 11th. Police said the teen was involved in an argument with another man outside a nightclub on Arawak Key when he was shot multiple times about the body. He was rushed to hospital where he later died. Also arraigned Monday, 25-year-old Stephen Davis. He's accused of killing 36-year-old Michael Thompson Jr. back on Monday, July 12th. Thompson's lifeless body was found lying under a shelter with gunshot injuries at a car wash on East Street opposite Coconut Grove Avenue. The defendants were not required to enter a plea to the indictable offenses. Bail was denied and they were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Both cases have been adjourned. The Court of Appeal has upheld the attempted murder sentence of appellant Gary Thurston. Thurston was hoping to have his 30-year prison sentence overturned on the grounds that it was unduly harsh and severe. This after a jury convicted him back in March of 2018 of the attempted murder of Stephanie Camp. Evidence in the case revealed that Thurston and Camp were in a relationship that Camp ended, and some days later, Thurston visited Camp's home and shot her and 4 other people. After hearing from both sides during the appeal, the court dismissed Thurston's application for an extension of time in which to appeal. The panel also affirmed his conviction for attempted murder, along with his 30-year prison term. The court also took into consideration the 4 years Thurston spent on remand, which means he will now spend 26 years behind bars. In more uplifting news tonight, an opportunity of a lifetime. Several Bahamians awarded the Queen's Honors for their distinguished contribution to national development. More in this report from Altavis Munnings.
For the first time, Queen's New Year's and birthday honors was held outside of Government House. Some 20 distinguished Bahamians received their medals during a ceremony here at the Bahama Convention Center.
Your Excellency, I give you Mr. Tommy Turnquest.
From services to business and sports, religion and community service, politics and public service, education, public health, community involvement, Family Island development, charitable services, and even the Queen's Police Medal. These behemoths have played a major role in national development, and they were awarded the ultimate prize, the Queen's New Year's and birthday honors. These appointments by some 16 Commonwealth countries to various orders and honors recognize and reward good work by citizens of those countries. The latest honorees here in the Bahamas are elated to be recognized with one of the country's highest accolades.
Whenever we provide service, we do so because we think it's the right thing to do. We think we have something to offer. And to be so recognized is really a wonderful feeling, a humbling feeling. And so I'm grateful to receive the honor.
Coincidentally, while I was in there, I noticed that I was the youngest person there. So that also brings some joy to me as well.
And I hope that the young people, as they look at us, they take note and do the kind of things for our community so that one day they too will be a part of a process such as this.
We'll be 107 in August. We're in that age now, you know. Some people, they do all kind of things, but nothing I do. They talk to the children and lick them and tell them how they rule. Have manners and respect, take it to the royal.
Congratulating the group was Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis.
In honoring these citizens, we recognize ourselves and our own potential individually and as a people. By honoring these citizens of distinction, our children and young people are able to see themselves and their future, to recognize their potential and gifts, to dream wonderful dreams, and to discover and to touch hope. In honoring these citizens, we offer current and future generations fine examples of national and community service.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Every day, it takes a commitment to quality, a commitment to the people. Here at Impact, we commit to you, to providing you with the best, most efficient waste management service in the country. the Bahamas, every home and any event is within our reach. Let the fastest growing and most reliable team help keep your Bahamas clean. Impact Waste Management Company, committed to you.
Bahamian residents can now pay for government services through the central bank's Sand Dollar project with DigiPay. The country's global leading digital currency was recently used as payment for a police record and passed all testing phases without incident. Throughout the remainder of the month, more agencies will be equipped with the necessary hardware to accept sand dollars across the government. Minister of State for Finance, Senator the Honourable Kwesi Thompson, believes this signals a commitment to a more digitized Bahamas and to building and expanding the sand dollar ecosystem nationwide. Finance officials say phase 2 of this venture comprises government expenditure payouts throughout the southern Bahamas that will tentatively go online on September 1st. The University of the Bahamas' presidential search winding down with 3 veteran educators selected as finalists to replace current president Dr. Rodney Smith. UB North's campus president Dr. Ian Strachan, the only Bahamian among the trio. He previously held vice presidential positions at the university, namely vice president of advancement at COB, before leading the UB North campus. Dr. Eric Rowland is the Dean of the College of Business Administration at California Polytechnic and State University. He has 30 years of experience teaching in the University of California and California State University system. Meantime, Sir Anthony Selden is a prominent figure in the field of education, shaping the debate on higher education in the United Kingdom and around the world. Sir Anthony chaired the Festival of Higher Education and founded the university's G20, a group of leading independent universities. Until recently, Sir Anthony served as the Vice Chancellor of University of Buckingham. UB's Board of Trustees began its presidential search last November. The finalists are expected to complete their final interviews next week. It's the middle of July, and that means high heat and humid temperatures, at times the triple digits. In this report, our Lloyd Allen offers some cooling advice for your vehicle that can make a huge difference.
Car tinting is a consideration many drivers may ponder during the lifespan of a vehicle, whether it's to protect leather interior, reduce harmful UV ray exposure, increase security or privacy. The type of tint you choose literally has the potential to offer a more comfortable or malaise journey. On the market today are a number of selections, from the infamous G5 or 5% tint, an obvious invitation for a traffic ticket, to the lighter 70% or even a reflective finish to your windows. But as technology continues to enhance many of our day-to-day experiences, a newer option is now on the market: ceramic tints. Now, compared to the traditional tint you may purchase over the counter, ceramic is mostly available for a bigger buck, with a promise of more benefits than the average. Now, according to Forbes Wheel's digital magazine, ceramics generally block a higher percentage of UV rays than normal tints, can cool your car longer when parked out in the sun all day, and thicker than other brands. But some of the drawbacks include a shorter warranty period, generally 3 years, and a more labor-intensive installation, generally requiring a heat gun rather than just a squeegee and towel. So drivers, before taking off, choose the tint that works for you. Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
In other news this evening, the Bahamas has the world's 3rd largest barrier reef. That said, one environmentalist is stressing the importance of corals. You see, Bahamas Reef Environment Educational Foundation Outreach and Education Officer Randy Elliott says while corals are nice to look at, they hold greater significance beyond their beauty.
One of the things that we see a lot of times is that, people may think it's just beautiful to snorkel and to see, but as climate change, which is a very real thing, and the impacts of that, our coral ecosystems are actually dying. And so one of the things and one of the works that we're most proud of at Brief is our coral nursery. And as we continue to plant corals and to help them to grow and help them to be more sustainable to environmental impacts and shifts. And so that's one of our major programs, is the Coral Nursery and at our Coral Reef Sculpture Garden. And coral reefs really are the lifeline of the ocean and for us as humans.
Reef's coral nurseries have been located in the Southwest Marine Protected Areas for about 10 years. Since then, it has helped tremendously the surrounding marine environment to thrive.
Things we're very proud of about our coral nursery at the Coral Reef Sculpture Garden is to really see how it has grown over the past decade. As we take our corals and we plant them and we attach them to the reefs, we have seen the population of fish in the area increase exponentially, and that's just something that is amazing to see. And so through our different programs, such as Adopt a Coral, it really helps it allows us at Reef to do important work of protecting the coral reef ecosystems.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Sugar Factory, the sweetest place on earth, has opened its newest location at Bahama Resort. It is said to be the perfect place for tourists and residents to satisfy their sweet tooth in paradise.
So this location is very special to the company. It's probably the most beautiful location of all. And we're very well known for our full service dining. We have a full confectionery shop, a retail shop, and an amazing carousel bar located right in front of Baha Mars fountain shows. So our candy store has a variety of over 500 different candies, Sugar Factory branded novelty items, and anything that you can think of for celebrations from a bride-to-be to a birthday girl. So Sugar Factory is an ideal place for tourists and locals because it's just a beautiful location. The atmosphere is always great, the music is vibing, and every time a celebrity is around, they absolutely have to stop by to indulge in some of our drinks and desserts. For example, a couple of weeks ago, we had iced tea and cocoa visit. So that's very usual for Sugar Factories all over the world.
The restaurant is known around the world for creating Instagrammable moments out of fun foods and drinks.
I think that what makes the sample platter a very popular appetizer is that it gives a variety of offerings from what we have. We have our very, very popular macaroni and cheese pops. They're a crowd pleaser. Everyone loves our buffalo wings, and then our amazing onion rings and chicken tenders. Our goblets are very special to Sugar Factory. We have a lot of celebrity branded goblets that are inspired by certain celebrities. For example, this one is our watermelon pina colada, and it's made with Celebray rum, Bruno Mars rum. And we have goblets inspired by Pitbull, The Rock, Snoop Dogg now. So this is a very wonderful concept of the Sugar Factory, how we incorporate celebrities in our drinks.
To dine at the sweetest place on earth, visit bahamar.com/culinary. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
How the smartest shoppers are shopping in Nassau. Variety disposable products versus the other guys. $120.40 versus $150. Variety disposable products, 25% savings. Bingo, save $3. Badia, save $2. Bounty hand towel, $1. And that's how the smartest shoppers saved over $30 on this cart at Variety Disposable.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit for a chance to win a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4.
Every spend gives you an instant entry to qualify. Shop online, at the gas station, or at any POS machine for your chance to win. Competition runs from now until August 31. Activate your power and win with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Approved under Section 61G of the Gaming Act 2014. Applicable to Bahamas only.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Now that the dock in Rock Sound Eleuthera is fully operational, the Ministry of Works will upgrade the fisherman's dock that sits just next door. The Prime Minister outlined the repairs on Friday.
There will be construction of a new 12-foot wide by 220-foot long timber dock, concrete repairs to the concrete approach side walls and slab surface to the timber dock, and the construction of timber gazebo, shed, and fish cleaning station.
CIBC First Caribbean has reopened in Abaco after a nearly 2-year absence due to Hurricane Dorian. The new branch opened its doors last Tuesday at number 1 Don McKay Boulevard to excited clients and customers. Over the past few months, workmen were busy transforming the new location into a repurposed retail facility to ensure residents can once again access banking services quickly and comfortably. The new branch occupies the ground floor of the 2-story building, while the top floor space provides kitchen and bathroom facilities for staff and features 2 automated teller machines for additional convenience. Many staff members from the original branch who relocated to Nassau following Dorian have returned to Abaco and are eagerly serving their clients once again from the new location. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean, who's back with us this evening.
Good evening, Makisha. It's good to be back in studios and outside of our studios. We're under partly sunny skies, temperature at 86 degrees, the relative humidity 74%. We have south-southeast winds at 15 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,018.7 millibars. That's 30.06 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 88 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Turkey. That's in Abaco, Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 84 degrees. 86 in the Berry Islands, Alistown, Bimini, 87, 84 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 85 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, St. Andrews at 86. In Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, they have a temperature of 85 degrees. Alistown, Kent Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma, all at 85. 85s extend into Ragged Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Ackles. Matchitown, Inagua, 86. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through Wednesday, southeast winds, low speeds around 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. Low tide will take place at 10:56 tonight. Another low tide occurs at 10:55 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands, also through Wednesday, the wind southeast at 15 to 20 knots, rough seas at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, so caution flags are in place for boaters in the central and southeastern islands right through Wednesday. And now it's time for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
get swing. You get swing. You get swing. You get no ding.
And that's going to do it for you. International temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Insurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
It's Shay here, and welcome to our first installment of Alive's Community Corner. Not only is Alive a digital service provider, and beyond those great deals and services that we provide you, Alive is committed to the community. So here's a look at what we did for Mother's and Father's Day. This episode, and we look forward to sharing with you so many more of our community moments. So why Alive? Because you deserve it.
Everyone's excited about the $8 meal of the day. Every day, it's a different 6-inch sub, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $8. That feels like fresh value. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorite 6-inch subs. Like turkey breast, meatball marinara, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, black forest ham, Italian BMT, oven roasted chicken, and tuna. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $8 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price every day of the week. Only at Subway.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
We're ready with the newly remodeled reception area. We're ready with your safety as our top priority. We're ready with state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and an enhanced patient information platform with online access to your reports for your physician. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we're ready to serve you. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call to make an appointment today.
This is ZNS Total Sports. Welcome to sports. Miami Marlins second baseman Jazz Chisholm was removed after the first inning of Sunday's game against the Phillies after suffering what appeared to be a significant left shoulder injury. He drew a walk in his lone plate appearance before departing. The injury in question occurred when Chisholm attempted to dive backward to rob a Bryce Harper line drive, which fell for a single. Chisholm looked to be in considerable pain when he grabbed at his left shoulder before heading to the dugout. Expect the Marlins to provide an update on Chisholm's injury in the next 24 hours. The standout rookie looks to be in serious danger of heading to the 10-day injured list. After a very hot start to the season, Chisholm has only hit .238 in 209 plate appearances since returning from the injured list on May 16th, but he started to swing the bat a little better over the past few weeks. And after a virtual draft in 2020, the NBA is reverting back to a more traditional format with prospects on hand to hear their names called before receiving the hat of their new team and shaking Commissioner Adam Silver's hand on the draft stage. As a part of the traditional process, prospects will again receive invites to the NBA draft green room, which is typically a sign of a player having a high draft stock. ESPN's Jonathan Givney reported a list of all 15 players that included Bahamian Kai Jones. Jones is one of the key difference makers for the Texas Longhorns down the stretch last year and was awarded Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year. Texas also finished as the number 3 seed in the East region of the NCAA tournament. Most scouts project Jones as an early lottery pick. Again, the NBA draft is set to take place on Thursday, July 29th at 8 p.m. from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The Bahamas Professional Golf Tour Signature Golf Classic Hillshire Farm Best Ball is set for this Sunday, July 25th, the Ocean Club on Paradise Island. The tournament kicks off at 1 p.m. and will take on the best ball stroke play and a progressive start. It's the third tournament of the year for the BPGT after having won in March and May. Marcus Pratt won the last tournament in May at the Bahamas Waste Open. At the end of the 3-day tournament, Pratt and the defending champion David Harris needed a playoff to determine the winner. It was the first playoff in the tour's 3-year history. And that's my look at sports. A quick check on weather when we return. This is ZNS Total Sports.
When you really need to save big, you need to shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 14.8-ounce can, 3 for $3.19. Promo's Peanut Butter, 18-ounce jar, $2.89. Amalanda Fresh Milk, 33.8-ounce size, $1.39. Green Peppers, $1.49 per pound. Chicken Leg Quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.09 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
Hurricane season is here, so now's the time to start checking off your list. Make note of what you have. Test your batteries, radio, flashlights, and the expiry date on your first aid kit. You may have to replace a few things. Then make sure you have at least 1 gallon of drinking water per day for each person, 2 weeks supply of non-perishable food, a cooler for ice, and if you have an infant, pack a bag of baby items. Keep spare